Thank you to all of you who wrote emails asking how useless was after my last podcast. Unfortunately, I've got some bad news, and that's Useless has passed away. She passed away about a couple of weeks ago. I didn't want to do anything at the time, so I've left it a couple of weeks, and now I feel it's sort of appropriate. As I'd sort of publicly made people aware of her condition, I should really let people know the outcome of that. I was very fortunate that for her things went as smoothly and gently as possible. I just got home from Poland, and my flatmate informed me that she was not doing too great. She'd not really eaten for the last 24 hours. So with lots of fuss and coaxing, she ate a little bit that day, but she was very listless. And the following morning I got up and I had to go to work, and she didn't get up, and that's the first morning she hasn't got out of her bed. She did respond to me sort of giving us some fuss and some love, and she purred away, but she just had no energy at all. She was sort of quite content just to lie there and do nothing. And that's when the decision for me was made that really she couldn't go on. So I told myself I would put her to sleep that afternoon. And over the course of that morning, when I was working, about 20 minutes before I was due to go home, my flatmate rang me and said that she'd passed away. She'd just basically slipped into unconsciousness. She was lying in the bed, and when I got home, she looked so peaceful and obviously really didn't feel a great deal. And it removed that need for me to do that awful thing, which is, take the life of my own pet, which as a vet is incredibly difficult. As any pet owner, to make that decision is very, very difficult, but to have to sort of be the person that does that is, I've done it once before with one of my other cats, and it was dreadful. So I couldn't have asked for a better checkout for her. Basically, she she lived a long and mostly happy life. She was a great pet. She was fantastic company for me on those years when I was moving around the place. She was a very consistent part of my life, really. And I think the one thing I want to sort of let people know is that it's going to happen to every pet, and it's going to happen to every person as well. And having some idea of what you want to happen at that time is very important, and that's why this is where Useless is. She's under the ground here. She's in my garden, and it was very important for me to actually be able to sort of take care of her myself. That really helped me sort of get over the fact that she was not going to be around anymore. She's wrapped in my Ireland rugby shirt, and she now has a lovely cherry tree to commemorate her life, really. And that helps me sort of know where she is. Ridiculous as that sounds coming from an atheist, but I think it's very important that you all have in your mind, those of you who have pets, those of you who have loved ones, that you have some idea of what you're going to do when the worst happens. That's where I want to be. I want to be under the ground with a tree on top of me.